Hello everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another awesome broadcast day here at fmtrain.tv. So where are we, who are we, and why are we here, and what are we doing? So this is fmtrain.tv. This is a daily live stream at 1 o'clock, kind of like a daily TV show. Every day we have different guest speakers that come in. Guest speakers, whatever you want to call it, but people who are going to present some sort of material. And during that time period, we're going to hopefully teach you something you don't know or inspire you to do something you haven't done yet already. If you go to fmtraining.tv, you can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. You press the live button right here. And so today is day 2. After I kind of figured out what Nick was up to, I went back and kind of retitled it a little bit. So yesterday is kind of this conversation about screen scraping. This is basically pre-REST API technology. It's still useful to know. It can be applicable. There'll be people like Kyle, who will swear only use APIs, except that there are times when API is an overkill sort of situation. I've been there when we only could do screen scraping. The idea is that you're trying to get information out of another system in the FileMaker, and you have to what they call screen scrape. And so it's a kind of a hack technology, definitely a hack. And of course you would say, well, wouldn't APIs be better and more reliable? Yeah, they might be better. Are they more reliable? My experience says they're both evenly reliable or unreliable, right? Because people who have API systems tend to change the APIs and break everything downhill. That happens all the time. As a reminder, we are broadcasting in high definition, and it is greatly appreciated, especially by Brotherman and other folks who have purchased and bought our what we call on-demand training. Someone goes, what's on-demand training? It's basically a fancy word for recorded videos, right? But if you're like a marketing person, like, okay, so here's Clarice, right? We have marketing. We do pre-recorded videos. They are pre-recorded, right? Only pre-recorded, right? Except we use the word now, it's now on demand, right? So that's the new word, on demand, which is pre-recorded videos. We have a 90-hour video course. You can pick it up by going to fmtrain.tv, press the bundle button. This is how you ensure that this channel is supported. We greatly appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, press the like button. Make sure you subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Some of you are on YouTube, some of you are not. All right, Nick, are you ready to go? Dogs are barking in the background. He's in Colombia.
So today it's interesting because we are going to talk about, yes, an old technique, but it's not because it's old that you need to throw it away, right? So it's just a cool thing to do, and sometimes it's largely enough to do things with FileMaker without to, I like to say, like to mobilize the U.S. Army just to swat a mosquito like this. And the APIs, I'm not saying replacing API. I'm not saying I don't like API. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes it's good to know that you can do that, right? It's that you can do what I'm going to show. It's not the replacing of anything, and it's additional, okay? Okay, so let me share my screen right quick. So what are we going to do here? We're going to do, okay, we have a LinkedIn account. So I have a LinkedIn account. So here I have two accounts here. I have this account and I have this account. I have two accounts. And what I want to do, I want to extract data from that website. Okay, so and I want to be able to do this. Right? I want to be able to do this. To get data. I want to be able to get data from the website directly into FileMaker, right? And without to type anything, just because I entered the LinkedIn account and I have this. So how this works? Okay. So what you need to know, it's their FileMaker has a function, and the function that is get layout object attributes. So I really encourage you to go and see what this function is, because this function is huge. Okay, it's huge. This function has tons of functionalities. Let me go to help@clarice.com. Let me go to the help right quick here and get layout objects attributes. So this is a help of this. Okay. So I have a webinar, I have a full course on this, on the get layout object attribute, even multiple days I think I did on this, because you have a lot of things there. You have a lot of things. What is important to know, there's two things working for with the web viewer. Two things in this function. Two very cool, what's the name? Feature. The first, it's the source. Is return the current URL of the what's the name? Of the web viewer. Okay. And for example, like I did yesterday, if you go, for example, you go, let's do something to demonstrate. I want to demonstrate that. Okay. So let's go create a new file, blank. Okay, blank and untitled test. Okay, and it's a new file, okay, completely new. And I just go and I put our web viewer, okay, web viewer, and I put apple.com, and I put this. Okay, so this is what I want to go. Okay, I want to show apple.com. Okay. And I'm going to call that this object web. Okay. So here I have apple.com. And let's say I want to get the source of this, the source. Okay. So get layout object attributes. The object name is web, because the get layout object attributes go to the objects by name. And I want the source. So the source is apple.com, which is normal because this is the address I asked the web viewer to show. But if I go iPad, or I go Apple Mini, right, or iPad Mini, the address will change. I am now in iPad Mini. If I go Mac and MacBook Air and I refresh the value, now my address is MacBook Air. So when you navigate here, this is a proof that I am in Colombia. So when you navigate, you go, you change address, right? So now the address change. So this source get object layout attribute source gives you the address where you are currently landing. So I started with, so let's say I want a new record. I start with apple.com, right? But if I navigate here, if I navigate down and I don't know, here, I change completely. My address is not the same. So the get layout object attributes source gets the address where you are. Okay. So this is source. Now we have a second one that is interesting us. We have a second kind of cancel. We have a second object attribute where is the oops, with all my windows. Okay, with this one we have the content. So what the content is returning, the content of the web viewer returns this. Return the code. Return the HTML code. Pretty much is doing what this guy is doing. When you are in your Safari, for example, and you go there and you say, okay, show source, pretty much is showing you this. Okay, so you get access to this. Okay, this is public access. Okay, so you have access to all the code, all the HTML code of the page. Okay, knowing this, that we have access to the code, okay, we can now exploit it. Okay, so let's say I want to try this, and I'm here, and this is the content. Let's copy this. This is the content of the code of the page, of the LinkedIn page. This is the content, okay, of the code, right? So you can see here you have plenty of information I can exploit, right? Nicholas has 5 jobs listed in their profile, blah blah. You see, so you have kind of information interesting to know that you can exploit here. Okay, so what you need to have is a minimum. I say a minimum of knowledge of coding here. Okay, a very minimum of knowledge of coding, and you have here, you have the same for Richard. So we have this page is the code of the Richard page. Okay, so what we need to do here, we need to exploit this code. Okay, what is important to know, this is what I need to copy. What you need to know is that in the page, in the content, so let's go there. Let's copy this and open it in the text viewer, in the text editor. Okay. And so I copied it in the text editor. And as you can see here, you have here a section that will interest us. Okay. And many what's the name? Website like this has the same use of JSON that we have, because this is the JSON. This is the JSON. Okay. So what happened when I copied this, okay, from the page, from the code? What happened when I copy this? I go, to FileMaker, right? I'll create a new record. I paste this here. Here, what happened? It's a JSON. So let's say, for example, let's do something here. Let's do JSON format. I just copied this from the web. Okay, I copied this from the page. I want to format JSON. See this content here, it's a pure JSON, and I extracted it from the page. So how do I do that? Okay, how I'm extracting from here, how I am extracting the JSON. Okay. So it's this, now we are out of the web. We are in pure FileMaker. Okay, so we went from the web. So the web is just the web viewer is just there as a gateway to get the code. When I have the code now, I'm in pure 100% to FileMaker. Okay. How to extract a piece of code? So I have a way to do it, right? And everybody has a way to do it. But my way to do it is this. So how I am doing it. So I have a button here and get object layer. Okay, contents. I don't remember where I put the JSON. How I'm getting? Oh, here. Okay. JSON. See, I don't remember where. What is the? Sorry. Get data, set field. Okay, here. This is how I'm doing it. Okay, so let's extract this a moment. So let's take this calculation and let's play with it. I'm here. I have my HTML code here, and let's see how we do this. Okay. So this, I come from the code, the content. Here's the content. I come from this. This is my HTML code. Okay. Then this is a piece of text that is before the JSON. So let's copy this and go there. See, it's the piece of code is the text that I have before. I have this kind of a head, this kind of a tag here. that I can rely on because it exists only one time, you know, only one time, one time. So I can rely on this. I can rely on script type equal application ID. Okay, I can rely on this to find this. I'm going to point FileMaker to this, right? This is what I'm doing here. I say, okay, this is the text I want to look for. This is the length of the text. Because I need to start, I need to position myself in the content. I need to position myself after the code. I need to position myself there. This is where I want to begin. I don't want to begin there. I want to begin this. So here what I'm doing, I'm telling because the position function in FileMaker will position myself here. So now I'm saying, okay, this is a text I want to look for. This is the length of the text. The length return how many characters I have there. And I said, so you guessed it, I said the position, okay, well, search for this. That will put yourself in the position of this, and then add the length of this to position yourself at the end. Okay, very easy. So the position of the start text is this, 4,838. This is where I position my shell. If I don't put the plus length, I am before. Okay, the length is 35 characters. So this is 35 characters. You know, if I add more, 37, 38, 38, right? So this, the length is, so the start text is this number. And now I want to extract that text. I want to extract text from there. I'm extracting all of this. So, but I'm extracting much more. I'm extracting 9,000, and I can put more if I want. I can put, whatever. I can put all, I can put more, but 9, I put that, it's enough, that enough. So that's the number of characters I want to extract, starting, because here how middle works. What middle works. You say, okay, the text, where you start, and the number of characters. So let's say, let's have it, let's try, for example. Let's say I want to position myself here, 1, and I said 10. See, I'm starting from the character 1 and extract 10. See, from this text here. If I say I want to start 10 and I want to extract 2, I'm here. Yup. Okay, I'm at YP here, right? So you can position yourself where you want, where you want in the text, and how many characters you want. So you extract, so you position yourself where you want to start, and at the different from left, that's position yourself always at the beginning. Okay, at the beginning, always. Middle, position yourself exactly where you want in the middle of the text. That's what they call that middle. Okay, so that middle. So I'm extracting the text, but I want to stop at one point. I don't want to extract all of this because I don't need all of this. I want to point myself to a place where I can count in. I can count myself here. Okay, so in my text, I want to, from here, when I'm extracting this, I want to stop at scripts. I want to stop at this. So I'm saying in my calculation, I want the end text, the end to be where the script is starting. This is my end position. So my start position, start text is there. Okay. and my end text is there. So I am positioned myself at 4,838, and I'm extracting 1,308 characters. This is my end. This is exactly what this is doing. Middle, the contents of my LinkedIn code, where I start and where I end. Okay, so do we have any questions so far?
Yes, we actually just got one. One from Stu in Discord. Question: are there character limits to this technique? I recall that Kyle had to do some gymnastics, some of his functions
You
that
have
are longer than 30,000
30,000
characters.
Yeah, 30,000 characters. 30,000 characters is okay. I am not using that technique if I have 200 billion pages of text to extract. It's not a good technique. Okay. Everything you do has a limit. Okay. FileMaker field has a limit of it's the FileMaker field limits. It's not me. It's not my technique. It's Claris. Call Claris. Call Claris and ask them why they have 30,000 character limits, because it's not me. It's not my fault. Okay. So yes, we have a limit. Kyle has a limit with the JSON. SQL has a limit of 30,000 characters. When you extract a SQL, you have a limit of 30,000 characters. So it's the insert text script and custom function formula both have limits. We all have limits. A field have limits. A set variable has limits. Get SQL has limits. Everything has a limit. Okay, so it's not like, oh, SQL is better, JSON is better. JSON has a limit in FileMaker, 30,000 characters. It's not me. It's the limits of a FileMaker field. Okay, so it's not me. It's not my technique. It's not Kyle's. It's not no. If you need 30,000 characters, this technique is not good for you. I mean, what you need to do is not something good. Because what I want to do, I want to extract this piece of text that I have on JSON here. Okay, I want to extract this because now, okay, you understand what you understand what I try to do. I was on the web page. I jumped to a HTML code. From the HTML code, now I'm jumping to JSON. So now we are in JSON. This is JSON. That's it. So I'm no longer in the web. I'm no longer in the HTML. I'm in JSON. Okay. But I wanted to show you how to extract text like this, because you can use this technique, which is super cool. The idea is to first of all, you need to let statement. Without the let, forget about it. You put your content, the text you want to look for, the text that you want to point to extract, the length of it. The start text is the position of where you look for, plus the length of the text itself, because you want to position yourself at the end of this. Then you extract. You don't try to limit right now. Don't. When you get that the mistake everybody's doing is what they want to do, they want to extract right away. They want to extract the text, the limit of the extract. You extract 1,000 characters, 10,000 characters. Okay, 10,000. Don't extract the end. Don't try to extract the end. You don't care. You care of the start right now. And then at the end, you say, okay, by the way, okay, I want to extract the end of my text, and the position of the end is there. Then you use another middle, so you have two middles, instead of trying to do a middle of a middle. That is a nightmare. You cannot do it. I mean, a middle in the middle, try it. Okay, go for it, and good luck. Okay, so No, I'm not trying to do a middle of the middle. I'm extracting the middle, and I'm extracting 10,000 characters, which for me is largely enough. And when I get this one, I put another middle in this one, in the results. In the middle, I get another middle, okay, and I get the what's the name? I get the content of the thing, okay. So it's very cool. It's a very cool technique. So here, when I got this, I am in JSON, okay. So now what I want to show you, right? When I get this, right? We got lucky with LinkedIn, by the way, because I got also this. I got the image, I got the text, I got all this information, valuable information, the name, the experience, the organization, the type of person, IPs and stuff like that. I got all of this, right? So now what I'm doing, I'm going to show you a little bit of JSON, okay? A little bit, okay? So now we are in JSON. So how we do that, how we explode this information in FileMaker. So it's very cool, very easy. Here what we do, okay? We have an auto-entry calculation. So, and it's good because yesterday, you know, we talk about we talk about our how to extract multiple data and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to show you right now, right? So because I want to show you this, how we extract an array with FileMaker from JSON very easily. So this is simple because I'm not going to do a course on JSON because we know we have a limited time, but I'm going to show you how, you know, how you can do a quick things very, very cool. So for example, I want the first name. I want to extract the first name. So this is it. Okay. So this is it. Okay. So this, this is not the JSON. No, the company. Sorry, company. This is what I'm doing. So you get element of JSON. You go to the JSON field here, right? And then you look for the graph array 0 and walks for array 0 and the name. Okay, this is what you get. This is pure JSON. So, so if you want, I can show you how to manipulate this a little bit. Okay, I know we do a lot of JSON, but you know. So, you have multiple things that are interesting to look for. You have the JSON list key. Okay, this is very cool because with the list key you can get this. Where's my JSON? With the list key, you just put a double quote and you get all the keys. So now you know, okay, this is the key I'm interested. I'm interested with graph. Graph, okay, see, I copied, I have a quote, I have all of them. I am interested in graph because you can see in the code here is graph that gets everything. Context gets nothing. So it's graph. So you go there to go to the results, and then you copy and you paste this. Now you have how many arrays? I have 2 arrays, 2, and I have one is type, and the other one is in graph. You know, the one that is interesting me is the 0. You know, sorry, I have a is there. You know, I cannot show you because it's down because I cannot scroll this, but it's the 0 one. It's this one that is interesting. So what we do bracket 0 bracket, bam, and now you are in the array number 0. Okay, in the array number 0, now I have all the information I need. I want the name. I want the URL, the job title, the words, the alumni of, address, type. You know, you have all what you need here. So, for example, I want the alumni of. So I put there. I put the dots here, and here I have 4 arrays. 4. See? And the four, they're all like this. Type name URL, type name URL, type name URL. Okay. So let's see what the 0 gets. I have this with the 0. I have the type name URL, which is true. And let's say I want the name. So you said dot name, and now it's not showing you anything. But it's normal because you are in the list keys and you are arriving at the end of the list key. So that's the end. There's nothing else. Now what you want, you don't want this. What you want is the JSON get elements. And what you do, this is exactly what I'm doing. I copy this and I replace this with this. And boom, I got the name. So this is how you navigate through JSON. You get the list keys, not list value, list keys, okay? And then you get, and you dig, bam, 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 like this, with the array 0, dot, alumni of array 0, dot, name, bam. Now if I put there, I want the type, for example, type, bam, I have type. If I want the URL, bam. See, it's very easy.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Stu says, follow up on the care limits for the record. Calculation formula is 30,000. Text field is 10 million. So this technique wouldn't seem like it's limited to 30,000 characters. Interesting. Beyond that, I don't see any other questions from Twitch or YouTube or Discord.
So that's why, okay. If you want, I could do, because I'm using that technique a lot. Okay, I'm creating when I have a lot of characters like this, what I'm doing, I'm getting out FileMaker and I'm going to text file. So I'm creating the temporary file. Because now FileMaker you can create it. Actually, that's why FileMaker create that. And then you have the limit is the size of your hard drive. So you can extract the data directly, and you write a text file in the so you can run multiple batch, and you create a text file, a TXT file, okay, that is in your hard drive in the temporary folder, and you have the limit. The limit is just the size of. I can do that one day, okay. Okay, so if you are using a variable in a looping script, how do you type? I'm coming there, Scott. I'm coming there. That's why I want to rush, because so what is important? Why I'm doing this? You saw that this guy here. So I do this. See this. This guy, alumni of, has 4 arrays. Four. Don't be fooled. 0 count like 1. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4. If you don't trust me, you do value count. This, you have 4 values. Okay. Okay. So 4. It is important because I'm using the alumni of to create. So let's save this. To create this, those are records. This is a portal. This is a portal with records that I have in the experience. This is the experience, past experience of the guy. So how am I doing this? How do I extract the data to get the experience? Okay. So they are in the JSON, by the way. They are there. They are here. So how I'm getting this, and now I'm creating the thing. So here how it works. Okay. So let's do it like this. Let's edit the script and change a little bit the script here. New window. I deactivate this and say new window, and I'm going there. Layout experience. Okay. So let's do this. Let's create experience. Let's run this script. Okay, so let's say I have no experience here. Okay, let's find this one and delete those. Delete file. Okay, so let's create experience. Okay, so I have no experience, but I have them all here. So how this works? I get the current contact ID because they are related records, right? So I want to relate the records to that contact. So I get it. And I want to count how many values. Why? Is because I'm going to use a loop. And I want something to rely on to stop the loop, okay? Remember, it tells 0. 0 is count like 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So a value count, the JSON count, the same that I just show you in the watch data watch. Okay. So the graph, the alumni, how many value, and we saw that we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, which is 4. Okay. So I continue. So now I said I have two variables. Value count 4, okay, and I am in the ID contact, right? So it's a get. So I cannot do this because I need to run the script from here because otherwise I don't have the. Okay, so I'm doing this, and then I create the experience. So experience. So I got the ID of the guy and the value count. So let's check ID, value count, and ID. Okay. So now I'm creating a new window. Okay. And normally I have a card style window. You know, my card style with a nice kind of a nice text that said creating experience. But for the demo, I changed it. Then you can see what's going on. Then I want to omit all of this. No, I want to omit all this. I want to clean up. So I have 0 font count, 0. Okay, it's clean. I do that for the demo. Then you know what happened. So now I'm counting. So it's a traditional loop. Okay, I set the variable counter. So the variable counter is counter plus 1. So each time I'm looping, it add 1, 1, 1. So the first was 0. The first was empty. So the first is 1. Okay. So I have all my information here. Value count, counter, and ID. So now I continue. I create a new request. Okay, I have a new request here. And a new record. And I'm setting the contact ID. Bam. Setting the contact ID, everything comes like by magic. Okay. Why? It's because, I don't like the set field, set field, set field, set field. So what I'm doing, I'm going to show what I'm doing. But here I want to finish the loop. So you do this, or the first, the one, the second, the third, and the fourth. Okay. Okay. So counter 4. Okay. So remember that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now, how I'm extracting the data from here, right? So how this works, how the magic works. So I'm going there, and I have an auto entry calculation here. Okay. So what I'm doing here, and I'm getting the JSON text in the current table just because I prefer to do it. It just the JSON there is available to me. All the JSON, I don't care. It's just text, so it's okay. So, and I have an auto entry calculation, and I do this. So, okay. Actually, this is the old code, but it's okay. It's the old code. So, but I do this. I go get JSON get element on my JSON, right? I want that key, and here I'm saying, oh, hold on. You remember the 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's the record number minus 1. I tell you why. I get the record number. That's why I land with 0 record. You remember, I say, okay, I omit everything. I have no records. The first record has the record number will be 1. and I'm extracting this, -1. So 1 minus 1 equals 0. You remember this guy here. Remember this guy? This guy, I need to be in the context. Okay. Remember this guy? He has 0, 1, 2, 3. So instead to do this manually with .name, sorry, it's there. Instead of doing this, not URL, name for example. Okay. Instead of doing this, name, the record number will give me which one I want. Record number 1 minus 1, is 0. Record number 2 minus 1 is 1. Record number 3 minus 1 equal 2. Record number 4 minus 1 equal 3. Okay, so pretty much what I'm doing this. Here, you say, and 1 minus 1, and this. Record number minus 1. No, record number 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is how I do. You calculate this. You calculate it with the current record number. Okay. So do we have, yeah, exactly, David. David says, okay, JSON start with 0 and FileMaker start with 1. Yeah. So do we have any questions?
On topic, yeah, it's just I'm back, Nick. So real quick, what happens sometimes is so some of this is actually good timing because we did a JSON for beginners last week. So some of this they've seen kind of before, but the way you do it is always a little different. Every speaker does this stuff a little differently. So Kyle's like, well, wouldn't it be better to do it XYZ way? And it's like, there's 10 different ways of doing it, right? So yeah.
I wanted to share my way how to navigate with the keys.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to rely on keys and you use this technique here, and it's funny because Christian is using the same. You commented out this one and you uncomment this one, and then you can play. You play with the keys and you play with the get element at the same time. Okay, so you can do another thing that I'm doing is this. So you're doing this and then you do this. So you cumulate both. You cumulate both things. Okay. So for example, you have this, and you have and you normally I'm doing this. Okay. So you have the key and the results. So this is how I'm doing this. I have the number of keys, and I say, okay, I want the name, or I want the URL, right? And but here I don't have a URL on this one, but here, see, I have the URL. Or so you can play, and you have the list of, and then you can play with this and see which one works, right? But this technique here is cool, with the record numbers. The record number gives you the get element you need to get, right? So before we go, see, we don't have any question here, but this is cool. It's pure JSON. But what was cool to see is how you extract from a mere website without APIs and stuff like that. When it's simple, it's great. It's great, right? It's we cannot say that it's not great.
No, I love it. Cool. So.
And because I have the image here, this is an image. So just before we go, so let's say I'm going there, I'm pasting this. Press return is the image. So let's say I don't have an image here, and I'm clicking here, bim, image. I get the image out of here. Because we have with FileMaker insert from URL. So the last thing I want to show is the insert from URL. Since I get the image URL, I can set a container with it. But but yesterday Christian said, "Oh yeah, put an auto entry." No, you cannot put an auto entry. You on the container, if you want to set a container, if you want to put an image in a container from a URL, you need to use the script steps. Okay, insert from URL. So that's why for the demo, I extracted the URL from the JSON to show it, and then I use this in my script step to set the container, right? So it's kind of cool, actually. It's and so before we go, I have 4 minutes. I want to show you how I am extracting this kind of things. Here I have Fairfield, California, United States. Okay. But I don't want that in one row. I want city, state, country. Okay. So Fairfield, California, United States. Okay. How I'm doing this? It's free fields. So I have home city. So I get the JSON. Okay. I get the JSON. So I want to extract the address locality. Okay. The address locality, if I go there, the address locality will extract this to me. Okay. So here, what my calculation does. Home city. That's why I think those are very cool techniques that you can exploit for other things than this. So I have my JSON here that returns, my JSON returns this. So this returns this. I use my infamous substitute because I'm using that all the time, right? So I want to substitute these characters, the comma space, by character. Okay, character. Now I have values. Now I have data that FileMaker can read. I see many people, what they try to do is to position to the comma, the first comma, the pattern count, and start to the occurrence number 3. Wow, it's super complicated to extract this. If you don't use my technique, forget about it. It's super complicated. Pattern count and the position, it's a nightmare. Middle, okay. No. You change this into something that FileMaker can read, right? And then you said, I want the value of my list of values. I want the value number 1, or number 2, or number 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. FileMaker can read that because I have get value. Super easy. I switch my data into something FileMaker cannot read with something FileMaker can read. The separator, the FileMaker separator is a carriage return. This is the unique separator FileMaker can read. Okay, FileMaker doesn't know column, doesn't know semicolon, doesn't know comma. It's not a CSV, right? It doesn't know anything else than carriage return. So each time you want to give FileMaker something that FileMaker can read, you need to go to the list, okay? To the carriage return, to the values, okay? Because that's why FileMaker has all of those with values. All of those, middle value, left value, get value, filter value, right value, sort value, unique value, value count, all of value, because FileMaker is a value, and the value of FileMaker is a string delimited in between 2 carriage return, okay? That's a value FileMaker. So now that I have this, it's very simple. I want in my home city, I want this. So I want the get value number 1. It's the city. In the home state, I want the get value number 2. And in the country, I want the get value number 3. Super simple, super fast, super reliable, super whatever. Okay. So if we have questions, I think it was a cool thing. So what, Jason? Yeah, I agree. Ruben, I agree. Ruben, I agree with you. Ruben said, okay. Kyle said JSON function super powerful. Yes. But Ruben said, but not well documented, poorly documented, and I agree. Okay, I have a meeting with another customer at 4.
So you've got to go, right? So yeah. Cool. Well, everyone, tomorrow will be another awesome day. Nick is supposed to give us the sample files. We're not sure.
I found a bug, last-minute bug, so I have to fix it, and it will come. It will come.
Margaret will run the broadcast tomorrow. You remind her to get the sample file, and she'll make sure she does it, probably.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, everyone. Well, once again, I want to thank everyone for showing up. If you have comments or questions, send an email to support. You have an idea for a topic, you want to file a complaint that Nick sucks a lot, send an email to support at RC Consulting. Just tell us how bad he is, and we will be happy to pass it along, right? So, see ya.
See ya.
Just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the 4th. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap. Stands in, throws it left for Amendola. Reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10. Rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.